Written by Carl Panzram. November 3, 1928, District Jail, Washington, D.C. Born, June 28, 1892, East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Full list of all jails, reformatories, prisons and state or government institutions I have been in. How I got into them. How long I stayed in them. How I got out of them. Number 1. East Grand Forks, Min. Charges: incorrigibility and burglary. 1903. County Jail. Number 2. Red Wing, Min. This is the seat of the Minnesota State Training School. There I stayed nearly 2 years. Number 3. Butte, Mont. Charge: burglary. 3 months in the county jail there and then tried in county court and sent to the Montana State Reform School at Miles City, Cont. Where I was held about 1 year and then made a successful escape. This was in 1905 under my right name, CP. Number 5. Joined the U.S. Army in 1906 at Helena, Mont, under the name of Carl Panzram. Stationed at Fort Harrison in the 6th Regular U.S. Infantry in a company. Practically as soon or very shortly after I joined the Army I was put in the guardhouse for stealing. Several months there and then tried by a U.S. military general court-martial and sentenced to 3 years. Number 6. Sent to the U.S. military prison at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, where I served 37 months. Discharged. Number 7. Sometime in 1910 or 1911 under the pain of Jeff Davia, I was arrested at Jacksonville, Cherokee County, Texas, the county seat where I was tried for vagrancy, the crime being that I was riding a mail train on top, while being armed with 2 pistols. For this I was sent to the county road gang. Here I served 65 days, and escaped. The date I don't remember, but the next night I was in Houston, Texas, and that was the night of the big fire there. I think it was early in 1911. No 8. Fresno, California, under the name of Jeff Davis, I think. Charge: petty larceny. Sentenced to 120 days. Served 30 and escaped. Number 9. The Dalles, Oregon. Nane Jack Allen. 1912. Charts: highway robbery and assault. Held to await the action for the grand jury. Waited about 3 months and escaped. Number 10. Seattle, Washington. 1912. Name: Jeff Davis. Charge: petty larceny. Served 1 month. Discharged. Number 11. Moscow, Idaho. 1912. Charge: petty larceny and assisting a prisoner to escape. 30 days. Name: Jeff Davis. Number 12. Chinook, Mont. Charge: burglary. Sentenced to 1 year state prison under the name of Jeff Davia. 1912. Served 8 months and escaped. Arrested 1 week later at Three Forks, Mont, for burglary under the name of Jeff Rhodes. Sentenced to 1 year in state prison, Deer Lodge, Haunt. When I was brought back to the prison I was taken to the county court at Deer Lodge and given 1 year for escaping from prison. Of these 3 sentences I served 2 years and was discharged. Number 13. Astoria, Oregon. 1914. Nane, Jeff Baldwin, charged with burglary. Given 7 years in the state prison at Salem, Oregon. Done 1 year and escaped. While out that 1 week, I robbed a man and had a gunfight with a deputy sheriff at Eugene, Oregon. For these 2 crimes I was given 2 additional sentences, one of 2 years for robbery and one of 8 years for assault, which made me have altogether a full 17 years to do, in Oregon, but I only done 1 more year of it and then escaped again. I still owe 14 years to Oregon. After escaping from the state prison at Salem, Oregon, in May, 1918, I changed my name to John O'Leary, took out seaman's papers, passengers' passports, and went to South America, Europe and Africa. For the next 5 years, or from 1918 to 1923, I was in 31 different countries, had stole and spent thousands of dollars, committed many murders and robberies and other crimes, and the only 2 times that I was in jail during that 5 years was once. Number 14. I got 10 days for theft in Barlinnie Prison in Glasgow, Scotland, 1919. Number 15. And the other was in Bridgeport, Con, for burglary and carrying concealed weapons. 6 months in 1920 and 1921. Number 16. My last arrest before this one was in 1923 at Larchmont, NY, sent from there to White Plains, tried in the county court and sent to Sing Sing Prison, and from there transferred to Clinton Prison at Dannemora, HY, where I served 5 years, being discharged July 6, 1928. Number 17. Arrested 36 days later in Baltimore, MD, and that's this case. I hope it's my last one, as I am pretty damn tired. These are the main places where I have done time, but there are about 100 more places where I have been in jail for various offenses for periods of from 1 day to a week or so. Altogether, I have served about 20 years of my life in prison, and I am 36 years old now. In my lifetime I have murdered 21 human beings, I have committed thousands of burglaries, robberies, larcenies, arsons, and last but not least I have committed sodomy on more than 1,000 human beings. For all of these things I am not the least bit sorry. I have no conscience, so that does not worry me. I don't believe in man, God, nor devil. I hate the whole damned human race, including myself. In my 145-page autobiography I stated the fact that in 1921 in Lobido Bay, Africa, I there killed 6 niggers. I merely stated the bare fact. To some people of average intelligence this seems an almost impossible feat. That is because of their ignorance of the full details. It was very much easier for me to kill these 6 niggers than it was for me to kill any one of the 7 young boys I killed later, and some of them were only 11 or 12 years old. In Africa there are bull buffaloes that weigh 2,000 pounds and have enormous strength, yet a crocodile 12 or 15 foot long can kill and eat a buffalo. Any of these 6 niggers that I killed could kill and a bit and eat one of those crocodiles. Armed with no more than some small sticks and a piece of rotten meat, they do that trick every day all over Africa. I was forearmed with the knowledge that I had gained, and also a 9mm German Luger automatic pistol and plenty of bullets. The 7 of us were in the canoe, the other 6 in front of me where I sat in the stern. The canoe was about 22 foot long, 4.5 foot wide and 2.5 foot deep. The niggers expected nothing. They all had their backs turned to me. I am a crack shot. I fired a single shot into each nigger's back, and then reloaded with a new clip and fired another shot into the brain of each one as they lay dying or dead in the bottom of the canoe. Then I threw them all overboard, and the crocodiles soon finished what I had left of them. This canoe was registered and licensed. It must still be in existence. If it is, there are 2 bullets embedded in the wood, one in the bottom near the stern side and one on the port side near the middle. These niggers were all grown men with families who must still be alive and who still remember me, as dozens of people saw me at Lobido Bay when I hired them and their canoe. The exact date can be very easily ascertained by the records of the port and the passengers list of the all-Belgian SS, which runs from Matidi to Bozelonda and Lobido Bay and return. On her in 1921 I bought a ticket from Londa to Lobido Bay and a few days taken in Lobido Bay, and then I bought a return ticket on the same boat to Londa. This is all very easy to verify by anyone who cares to do so. And as for the body of the little nigger boy at the gravel pit at Londa, he is still there unless he has been found since the day I killed and left him there. The pistol with which I did that killing, I brought back to the States. There is a record of it at the Maxia Silent Firearms Co. at Hartford, Con, where I sent it in the winter of 1922 and 1923, from Yonkers, NY, under my name of Captain John O'Leary. Under that name and address, 220 Yonkers Avenue, I sent the pistol to them and they sold me a silencer for it. All of this must be on the books of that company's records. The Fort Police, the SS COS, and the Belgian council at Lobito Bay can verify the rest of the Lobito Bay end of it. I thought that the pistol wasn't deadly enough as it was, so I got a silencer for it to be able to do a bigger and more efficient business in the murder line. And, believe me, if that heavy calibered pistol and the silencer had only worked as I thought it would, I would have gone into the murder business on a wholesale scale instead of being a piker and only killing 21 human beings. My intentions were good because I am the man that goes around the world doing people good. CP. I have lived 36 years in this world and soon I expect to leave it. All that I leave behind me is smoke, death, desolation, and damnation. Signed. Karl Panzram. Men have made a study of crime, its cause, effect, and the remedy. May man know the effect. Many men know the cause. I know the remedy. The answer is truth. I have written 2 letters here. One for you and one for my brother, including the one he wrote to me. When you read the one he wrote to me, you will see where he wants to get a letter from some officer. If you would care to write him, perhaps it might do some good and could do no harm. If you don't care to bother with this, just drop my letter and his in the box here in the regular manner. Suit yourself. The other bunch is just a shortcut line of my history. Of course, I left a lot out because I am not much of a writer and there is enough here for you to verify every statement I have made in case you care to do so. All you need to do is to write to all of these different places giving the proper names and the approximate dates, and they can give you my complete record of all my records while at these places. You will have a hell of a book full. If there is anything else that I can do for you, say so too. Karl Panzram. I am sorry for only 2 things. These 2 things are, I am sorry that I have mistreated some few animals in my lifetime and I am sorry that I am unable to murder the whole damned human race. You may do as you like to this that I have written. Believe it or disbelieve it. Public it or burn it or hide it or any damn thing you care to do with it. Signed. Karl Panzram. I wrote quite a lot today. I started, got interested and kept on going. At this rate you'll soon have enough to write a book or build a fire with. If you find it is interesting to read as I did in the writing, you'll do well. If after reading that I write, your faith in human nature isn't all destroyed, then it never will be. This is a very dirty mess of writing but I am only starting in, just wait until I hit my proper stride, and you'll be sorry you didn't blow my brains out instead of blowing me to smokes and eats. You better be careful about giving me any eats or anything else because those cons out there with the white pants on will sure snitch on you if they find it out. I may leave here at any time for some big house, madhouse, or death house but I don't give a damn where they put me. They won't keep me long because no power on earth can keep me alive and in jail for very much longer. I would kind of like to finish writing this whole business out in detail before I kick off so that I can explain my side of it even though no one ever hears or reads of it except one man. But 1 man or a million makes no difference to me. I am all through and that settles it with me. Then I am through, I'll try to finish this. Some days I may write much and some days little. It depends on my moods and the circumstances at the time. If you or anyone else will take the trouble and have the intelligence or patience to follow and examine every one of my crimes and actions, you will find that I have consistently followed one idea through all my life. I preyed upon the weak, the harmless, and the unsuspecting. Those I harmed were weaklings, either mentally or physically. Those who were strong either in mind or body I first 11ed to and led into a trap where they were either asleep or drunk or helpless in some way. I always had all the best of it because I knew ahead of time just what to expect and the others did not. I therefore was strong in my knowledge and stronger in body than those I preyed upon. This lesson I was taught by others. Might makes right.